Wow, I'm just speechless. And for all of you, or many of you who've had the opportunity to engage in a conversation with me over the past 5 weeks, you know I've never have a loss for words. But I have to say, team, you look marvelous. Absolutely beautiful. A sea of red, a sea of blue. That good old Red Night Pride. Welcome to our official 2014-2015 Opening Day celebration. And it is a celebration today. Today is a day of joy, a day of togetherness, a day of pride, a day of commencement, as it is our official beginning and introduction. The introduction where we want to rewrite our story, reimagine who we are, have that renewed sense of Red Night pride. As we begin, I want to take some time to give you the license to pull out your technology. For all of you on Facebook, I know we have a large Facebook family. Just simply log into your device and check in. Let the world know where you are this morning. We're going to begin to rewrite our story today. For those of you who are my family and my partners on Twitter, i.e. the Twitterverse, I need you to do 3 things for me. First of all, follow me. My handle is Dr. Mumin, RSD. D-R-M-U-M-I-N, RSD. Thing number 2, follow us at Reading Schools. And the third thing and most important thing, similar to our family members who are on Facebook, we're going to hashtag today. So when you hear something inspiring or you feel wonderful, or you want to talk about that great tailgate we had out front, we're going to go hashtag the #1 RSD. Interact and enjoy today. Because when we get done today, we're going to start this commitment to rewriting our story. As you look behind me, one vision, all students, one Reading. And thank you to all of you, my teachers, instructional assistants, counselors, support staff, cafeteria, service, maintenance, security, coaches, advocates, community outreach coordinators, guidance counselors. We need you all. Thank you. Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. In this heavy lifting that we have to do, you are the dream keepers in this district. You're the ones that every day, your job is to reach out and inspire our kids to do the impossible. As I stated earlier, this is a celebration, and it's a commencement or a beginning for the 2014-2015 school year. Our goal is to lead students on that pathway to excellence. One vision, all students, one Reading. As your leader, it is my responsibility to provide you some insight and a license into my thinking for a brief moment, to give you an idea of where I'm coming from as a leader, to instill in you some confidence that the right guy is behind the microphone today. For many of you whom I've met within these 5 weeks and 3 days, you know I always have a story. Or I call them vignettes. And all of them are true. Hence, this vignette begins with a poem that somewhat identifies who I am, where I came from, and what I aim to do as superintendent. For all my English teachers and language arts teachers, where you at? So you'll know these words when I say them. The poem is called The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. And the poem simply goes like this. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that passing there, had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and it has made all the difference. The road not taken. So, succinctly what that poem means to me and where I came from and where I am and how I got here. I was one of those students who was on that crossroad. I loved ninth grade so much I did it twice. Loved it. High school was a constant struggle for me, academically and socially. I failed to balance my roles as a son, a student, a cousin, a friend. Just think of it like many of our students are having trouble balancing their lives. I was not the perfect scholar like my sister. And some of you have sisters, you know that sister that has all straight A's. I just wasn't that. C was great for me. It had gotten so crazy at Alney High School in Philadelphia to whereas my sister really created a pathway. But when I showed up, and many of you have heard this before, the teachers called me Demon Seed. And depending on the relationship that I had with the teacher, if I loved the teacher, it was Demon Seed out of affection. If I didn't have a positive relationship with that teacher, it quickly became offensive. Similar to the students that we're charged to lead. I had no middle ground. I was just living life day by day. I was living like a thermometer. I'm hot some days, I'm cold some days. Pants down some days, Timberlands, strings in them. Adidas, never no strings in them. But then some days, I was hot. I was on my job. I had my 2 ties, and I wanted to dress for success. But I was that thermometer. I strictly, through the likes of some of the music that I was listening to, boy, oh boy, I loved Public Enemy. I swore I was Chuck D, even though my sister said I looked like Flavor Flav. I loved LL Cool J, but I just didn't have that physique. And I'll tell you, Big Daddy Kane came out and I said, man, I got the haircut, and I said, I'm on the mat. But to tell you that is to let you know that the norms within my circle, the norms within my social circle defined who I was. I didn't care about my family values. I definitely didn't care about school rules. I just cared about what my friends said about me. I was a follower, and not a good one, not a good one. Similar to many of the students that we are charged to reach. However, that magic happened in school, and it was 10th grade, where, as the poet stated, the light switch came on down that one road. And the person or the people that ignited that light switch were educators at Olney High. It was Mr. Smith, who challenged my love for rap. And what he did for an entire week, he mocked all of our rap songs. He would come in, he would have on his black jacket, his shell tops, which are old, and he would say, "Hey fellas, how you doing? No shoestrings in them, I did not win them, my Adidas." We like, "No, that's not it, Mr. Smith, that's not it." He said, "You guys don't know anything about rap. The best rapper alive is Shakespeare." What? Shakespeare? William Shakespeare? And then one day, Mr. Smith emerged from the hallway on a broomstick. And he was chanting the witch's brew, or the witch's poem from Macbeth. And many of you remember this. "Thrice once hedge pigged wine. Harper cries, this time. Round about the cauldron go, in the poison entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone days and nights has 31. Swalter venom, sleeping pot, boil thou first, I charm the pot. Fillet a finny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of the newt and toe of the frog. Wool of the bat and tongue of the dog. Adder's fork and blind worm's sting. Lizard's leg and howlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble. Like a hell broth boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble. Fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble. Fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. And from that moment, I was hooked. I was hooked. Inner city kid like myself reading William Shakespeare and Mr. Smith telling us, "You're smart, man. You know you can go to college, kid." What he did in those moments as a teacher, he made me a scholar. Because no one could tell me that I wasn't smart. Because Mr. Smith said, if anyone challenges you in regards to intelligence, you tell them they don't have the right because I said it. I took that with me forever. Coach Evans made me an athlete. He made me an athlete. He challenged me to do things that I never thought I could do. And as a result, I was all public. I went to junior college. I was a junior college All-American. I had 70 schools to choose from, this inner city kid. But I didn't have the confidence to go to college until I met Mrs. Martin, my school counselor. Because she kept telling me, "You're college bound, son. Period. You're college bound." And Olney High, I had the license to walk across that marble floor to get to the counselor's office. Just so I could hear Mrs. Martin say, "You're college bound." And when I got there, I remember the stories from Dr. Wall, the English department chair, and I said, "I'm going to be an English teacher." Because he was the one who gave me those free tickets to get to Temple University and watch Shakespeare at Work, as they called it, a production that used to come through Temple. And then it was my assistant principal, Mrs. Horder. She influenced me to be a change agent, to have strength and perseverance. She said, if I can make it out of Logan, I can make it anywhere. Anywhere. That's the power that you have. If you give 100% of yourself, 100% of the time, you're going to influence our kids here in Reading. And when you tell them that they can make it in Reading, they can make it anywhere, we could be looking at our next scientists, our next Nobel Peace Prize winners, our lawyers, our doctors, our new cadre of teachers. You have that power. I tell these stories today, and I still get emotional about those days. I remember the really good days, I remember some of the bad days, but I'll tell you, I remember all of my days with Mr. Smith, Mrs. Martin, Coach Evans, and Dr. Wall. I'll never forget them. I remember Mrs. Horter saying, "You're that change agent," I never turned back. For you this year, it's simple. The goal is simple. The goal is for you to go into these buildings with ferocity, with confidence, and with the passion to do the greater good every day. Leave it up to us, the administration, to organize the curriculum, manage our finances appropriately, get you support in our buildings, get you support in the classroom, and then we can take that push to move student achievement. This year is a year of assessment and planning. And there are 5 areas that we're going to focus on this year. And that's academics, safety, partnerships, fiscal responsibility, and organizational effectiveness. Now, what does that mean for you? This is all I need you to do. And do it again, as Mr. Marshall said, with strength, with power. 10 things. Give 100% of yourself 100% of the time. Believe in your power as an educator. Meet the children where they are and push them to infinite possibilities. 4, don't major in the minors. You're going to wake up the next day and have another crack at it. Don't major in the minors. 5, be an active participant in telling the Red Knight story. We need to write our own story. That's our charge this year. 6, make the commitment, all of you, make the commitment to participate in at least 3 community events this year. 3. You cannot imagine the type of influence we'll have. The students love you. They love you. They aim to please you. Take that responsibility head on. 7, match the students in excitement. Match the students' excitement and curiosity about learning. Match it. We're competing with these devices. Differentiate instruction often. Have fun while you're doing it. 8, never keep a grudge. Stay consistent and fair. Never keep a grudge. Kids like myself, I would pull you in. But you're the teacher. I was looking for you to push back and give me that fairness and consistency and teach me. Number 9, very important, take care of yourself. This is hard work, very hard work. It's rewarding work. Connect with your family and friends often. Don't forget what you have at home. And I see some hugging going on up top. Hug and love your family and your friends. Because we're going to get 100% out of you here every day. And the 10th thing, and probably the most important thing, believe, believe, believe. Together, all of us inclusive, partners, teachers, administrators, school board, you have to believe that together, we all can make this everlasting. One vision, all students, one Reading. Remember, in closing, this is a celebration. This is the beginning of the school year. And you should come in with this ferocity. You should come in excited. I didn't go to sleep till 4 o'clock this morning. And only had 1 cup of coffee today. Because I'm running off of pure adrenaline. Because I'm so excited that you're here. And I'm so excited and I'm so confident that you're going to give it your best every day. And you're going to be recognized for those hard efforts. So in closing, this is what I want to do. I know we have some Penn State alumni in here. Go Penn State. We have some Pittsburgh alumni in here. Go Pitt. And the reason why I say that is because on the campuses of Pittsburgh and Penn State, who originated this, and then Temple followed up with it too, there's a chant that all colleges use, "We are." So if you're Penn State, you say, when I say "we are," you say, "We are." Where are my Panthers? When we say, if we're at the University of Pittsburgh, we say, "We are," and you say, "We are." One more time, "We are." Even when you're in Temple and they holler out, "We are," what do the owls say? "We are." We are. One more time, "We are." So what I want us to do when I say "we are," I want you to respond with "Red Knight Proud." Can we do that? So let's give it a try. We are. 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 Have a great 2014-2015 school year.